universe is governed by law, a great law. Its manifestations are multiform, but seen from the point of view of the universe, there is only one law. We are aware of some of these manifestations, but are totally ignorant of others. However, we still learn a little more every day. The veil is gradually being removed. William Walker Atkinson was responsible for writing this claim in his book Law of Attraction and the Power of Thought. William showed us how to use the law of attraction and the power of thought to manifest what we want in our lives. After all, the universe is full of energy, and we're beings capable of emitting and controlling this energy. It is enough for us to learn how to control it so that the universe gives us what we want. Be it wealth, prosperity, or health, everything you want. William Walker was a lawyer, merchant, publisher, and author, born in 1862 in the United States. William developed part of his life to understanding prosperity and wealth. By understanding them, William found that he is directly connected to our mind, and with that, he improved his knowledge to know how to use his mind to manifest wealth, prosperity, and health. Before passing on the methods that William teaches, I must first make it clear that manifesting wealth is not necessarily being the most successful businessman there is. When we practice to manifest wealth in our lives, it can be wealth of goods, wealth of spirit, health, and prosperity. Therefore, do not take wealth as something that corrupts man or greed. If your desire today is to manifest a new car, your request will certainly be more money, or rather, more wealth, to be able to go to the dealership and buy the much desired car. We have to ask the universe, not the way we report the problem, but the solution. You shouldn't say, "Wow, my car is so bad, terrible, I want to buy another one." Instead, choose positive words that will make you prosperous. My car is fine and meets all my needs, but I want to manifest more money to acquire a new vehicle. About thinking, William expresses, like a stone thrown into water, a thought produces turmoil and ripples that spread across the great ocean of thought. However, there is a difference. Water waves move only on the surface in all directions, while thought waves move in all directions from a single center, just like the rays of the sun. Just as we are surrounded by the great sea of air on earth, so we are surrounded by the great sea of mind. Our thought waves move through this vast mental ether, and yet they extend in all directions. As I have already explained, and their intensity becomes less and less according to the distance covered, owing to the friction caused by contact of the waves with the great body of mind surrounding us on all sides. Our thoughts being like a stone thrown into water, which produces waves and vibrations, how do we use this to achieve our prosperity? William teaches that man can make up his mind and make of it what he wants. In fact, we are making up our minds every hour of our lives, consciously or not. Most of us do this work unconsciously, but those of us who can see a little beneath the surface of things have taken this issue into our own hands and become conscious creators of our own mindset. They are no longer subject to the suggestions and influence of others, but have become masters of themselves. They assert the I and compel obedience from subordinate mental faculties. The I is the sovereign of the mind, and what we call the will is the instrument of the I. Of course, there is something behind it, and the universal will is greater than the will of the individual, but the latter is much more closer to the universal will than is generally supposed. And once you conquer your lower self and affirms the I, he is closer to the universal will and shares much of its wondrous power. The moment someone affirms the I and finds himself, he established a very close connection between the individual will and the universal will. But before he can benefit from this mighty force at his command, he must first develop mastery of the lower self. I am asserting control of my true self. Repeat these words sincerely and with a positive attitude throughout the day for at least an hour. especially when you're faced with conditions that tempt you to act in accordance with the lower self rather than following the course dedicated by the true self. In moments of doubt and hesitation, say these words sincerely, and your path will become clear to you. Repeat them several times after you retire and prepare for bed. But don't forget to help the words with the thought that inspires them, and don't merely repeat them like a parrot. Build the mental image of the true self by imposing its control over the lower planes of your mind. See the king of his throne. You will become aware of an influx of new thoughts, and things that seem difficult for you will suddenly become much easier. You will feel that you are in your own hands and that you are the master, not the slave. The thought you hold will manifest itself in action, and you will begin to grow and grow until you become what you have in mind. By understanding that you can control your mind and that we are co-creating what we want at all times, and unconsciously, you will understand that by saying that you are capable and that you will achieve it, your subconscious will work and emit vibrations to make what you express manifest in your life. That's why it's necessary to be careful with thoughts, because they become words that, once understood by your subconscious, can keep away from you what you want to manifest, or make you manifest what you don't want, or is not useful to your objective. Therefore, William teaches an exercise. Focus in your mind firmly on the higher self and draw inspiration from it when you attempt to surrender to the promptings of the lower part of your nature. When you feel inclined to explode with anger, assert the I and your voice will lower. Anger is not worthy of the developed self. When you feel upset and moody, remember who you are and work through the feeling. When you're scared, remember that the true self is not afraid of anything and assert your courage. When feeling the spur of jealousy, think of your higher nature and laugh at it, and so on, affirming the true self and not allowing the elements of the lower plane of mind to disturb it. They are not worthy of you, and they need to learn to stay in their place. Don't let them control you. They should be your subjects, not your masters. You need to break out of the plane, and the only way to do that is to disengage from those thinking phases that have been controlling the situation in their own favor. You may have problems at first, but don't get discouraged, and you will gain the satisfaction that only comes from conquering the lower parts of our nature. You've been a slave long enough. Now it's time to break free. If you follow this exercise faithfully, you will be a different person by the end of the year, and will look back with a peaceful smile on your previous situation. But all this takes effort. This is not child's play, but a task for serious men and women. Do you accept the challenge? And as a challenge, I invite you to write here in the comments words where you use the me, where you are the center. Do not write these words for others, for those who are also reading the comments to be inspired. You must write the words for your I. I can. I am successful. I am capable. Wealth is abundantly manifested by me. And the rest? Let your subconscious do the work to manifest all that you want in your life. If you want to know more about the law of attraction, more videos from our channel are showing on your screen right now. Click and see you there. If you liked the video, subscribe so you don't miss any videos we post. To the next.